Hi everybody, JR here with Homestead Horsemanship. For those of you that are new, well, I raise, train, show Missouri Foxtrotters, which is a gaited horse breed, and we're also recently getting into Clydesdales. Got a big surprise today. We're going to introduce two brand new horses that I just purchased this past weekend. And they got me thinking about something that I discuss on the channel a lot. It's nature versus nurture. A saying that I say all the time is that kid horses aren't made, they're born. And what I mean by that, the in-depth of what I mean by that is that it's a genetic trait for a horse to be gentle or for a horse to be afraid. I've had some horses in the back, if you look back at the Karen videos or when the little horse we had named Karen first arrived, and a mean horse or scared horse, that horse there, hundreds of comments saying she was abused, and we know that horse was abused. Somebody hurt that horse. It wasn't. I've dealt with that horse's bloodlines out of her grandsire for dozens of times, and all of that lineage kind of act that way. You can bring them out of it to a good point and get a good horse that you can really like out of there, and their quality's great, but they're just a little bit less personable. I have a way of proving it now when I introduce you these horses. The backstory, they're both 3-year-olds. I know the man who raised them. He used to have 3 stallions and a bunch of broodmares, and he was a good horseman, and he took good care of his horses, good trainer. Well, he got old and then had some illnesses and started having surgeries, and he decided he couldn't take care of his horses, and he sold out. He kept these two, were the last 2 foals born when he was breeding horses, and he kept them back hoping to get well enough to train them. Well, that didn't happen, and they sat out in the pasture together. They were born within a month or 2 of each other, lived in the same pasture until the day I picked them up, unhandled. But they're out of 2 different stallions and 2 different mares, same breed. So this will show you, even within the Missouri Foxtrotter breed, the differences in temperament. They were treated, handled, and raised in the exact same place, the exact same way by the same people, and they're different horses in personality. So this horse was not abused. Let's go look at the one that is a little bit more reactive. Okay, this is the filly. Hi, sweetheart. And I'm just going to try to act the same way with both of them. So I'm just going to walk up like I'm going to put the halter on her. Hi, babe. Come here. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. Come on. You're okay. Easy. Come on in him. You can see this. You're okay. You're okay. Easy. Look at how she takes her head away from me. Easy, easy. She's very, you're okay. You're okay. She's very afraid. She's very tense, like she can't even move. She's almost quivering. Okay. And I've worked with her for 3 days now. So this, compared to day 1, it wouldn't have been fair to her to be making this video. She was so afraid. So I have made pretty good friends with her and spent a few hours with her now so that I don't feel like, you know, it's wrong to be making this video yet. But she's so scared yet that I haven't even started like working on the cockleburs. In this mane is loaded with cockleburs. After my lesson today, I think she will be far enough along that I can start to groom her and get the cockleburs out and start to work with her. But yeah, she's come a long way already. As you'll see from some of the clips from when we picked her up, she still has a hard time with me touching her hips, and that's okay. You're okay, babe. But she's getting better real quick. So that's one horse. Now let's go look at the little boy. You're all right. You're all right. All right, now we'll see how hard the little boy is to catch. Hi, bud. Come here. Come here. He's going to come right to us and be my friend. So he's in your pocket already after 3 days of working with. And the training is going completely different because he is inquisitive and confident and ornery like he wants to play. So with him, I'm pushing his limits as hard as I can push him in training. We're throwing tarps on him. We're throwing saddles on him. We're cleaning his feet. We're hanging stuff off of him. We're jumping up and down. I'm petting him all over. And, you know, he's letting me trim his hooves already. He's just doing 100, and I'm pushing his training like that because he has a different personality. You hear her anxiety level, and this is his anxiety level. Two different bloodlines. Now, I will get her right, and it'll take me some time, but with her training, I'm just doing soft pressure and release and getting her to come to me and inviting her to be my friend and making join up and getting her to follow me in the round pen and just petting her gently and pressure and release. And him, I'm like, just putting everything on him because it's hard to even get him out of his comfort zone. Right now, he's wanting to play with the halter. So this isn't because that horse was abused, and that isn't because this horse was taken care of. It's the exact same circumstances. It's just a great scientific experiment to show how the nature of a horse is more important than the nurture of a horse.
So this is the two new horses the morning after they arrived. We left them in the round pen overnight together, so it wouldn't be too much of a shock, you know, separating them and coming to a new place all at once. But they were separated directly after this because he's still a stallion and we don't want a mare that young getting bred. JR didn't waste any time and started working on these two right away so that they can safely be handled.
A couple things about this horse's psychology and temperament that influence the way that I train her is that she views us as a predator. So she has that fear. So that's why I got down low here, giving her a position of power where I'm not standing over top of her or looking like a predator. It shows that I'm willing to be vulnerable to her. Then with her personality, she is very soft-hearted, but also very sweet. She wants to be a sweetheart, but if you would treat this horse wrong, she wouldn't forgive you for it. So I'm having to be very careful, and all I'm doing is working off of her personal space bubble, which is about 5 feet for her, which is really large for a horse. And I'm trying to push my limits on the personal space bubble and just asking her to look at me. When she looks away or looks for an escape route, I'll snap my fingers real loud or I'll stomp my feet real quick, just a quick jerky movement. And she learns very quickly that if she's facing me, I'm chilled out and cool and not scaring her. And if she looks away, I do something stupid that she doesn't like and makes her nervous. So that's how I kind of work, just creeping in on her personal space bubble. When she does something right, I retreat out of that bubble. When she looks away like there, I do something till she looks back. When she looks at me, I retreat again. Pretty soon, the horse thinks she's training me to be good.
Watch, she's got her head up right now.
Oh, words won't let her put it down.
Yeah, it's Velcroed back. So now I'm going to go up a little more aggressively, or not aggressive, but just normal and pet her. She's gonna. It's too much.
It's still too much.
It's still too much. So when she leaves, but when she leaves, that'll give me an opportunity to correct her leaving.
Exactly. Got it. Yeah.
There it is, too much.
They've probably both been together their entire life, haven't they?
She is just about to hook up with me to where she starts following me around all over. I can feel that she's right on the cusp of really getting this, and she's starting to lick and chew a lot and relax, and she's starting to nose up to me right here. She backs up to where she can reach over and touch me with her nose to kind of start to think about, you know what, this guy might not be all that bad. Maybe I should be friends with him. And by the third day of working with her nice and slow like this, like I'm doing here on the first day, she does end up falling right in love with me. And there'll be some videos coming up that'll really just blow your mind, that within 3 or 4 days, I can just walk wherever I want to in the barn, and she'll follow me into the horse trailer even. So stay tuned for those videos. But it's just a really good contrast of how I read each horse's personality differently and do the kind of training tailored to them. There's very many horse trainers, especially out there on the internet, that want to treat every horse the exact same way and use the exact same method for each horse. But the little boy's turn is coming up next, and it's quite a contrast with him. This is the little stallion. For now, I've named him after myself, and I'm calling him Junior.
He's funny because he gets a little scared, but he instantly is like, ooh, what's that?
Junior's psychology and personality differs from the fillies in quite a few ways. He views us as part of the time as other horses and part of the time as weird playmate things. So he doesn't have a lot of fear. It's more like curiosity. So to keep him occupied, he's a very smart horse, as you know, as the filly is too, but he's not soft-hearted like she is. He's more like an ornery little boy that has trouble concentrating in school. So in his training, I'm constantly giving him new problems to solve, asking him new questions, and pushing his boundaries so that he can, you know, not get distracted or lose his attention.
He seems like he's going to be a good boy. I think he's already broke.
You want to get on him?
No, put Brandon on. He deserves the first ride.
That's not giving him too much discomfort at all.
Boy. Get back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Good. When you start teaching the back up, timing is everything. As soon as that foot starts to quiver like it's going to move backwards, drop the pressure, release it. Back up. Back up. Back up. Good. Good boy. Walk. Good boy. Walk. 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 You can tell I'm about ready to need to replace my training tarp.
It's seen better days, hasn't it? I wouldn't want to cover the haystack.
Bankrupt me on the Harbor Freight for another $5 tarp.
That didn't bother me leg.
Back up, back, back, back. Good. Back up, back. Good. Walk. Good. Walk. That. Good boy. Walk.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good.
Resting foot. Very good sign.
Yeah.
By the second day of working with Junior, I already was saddling him and unsaddling him and
What a good boy.
working with him in many different ways. But I was always careful not to push his limits past where I thought he could handle it. And sure enough, we never did have a blow up or an argument. He never did lose his cool or buck.
Boy,
I don't like to
are a
push
good
my
boy.
horses to the point that they ever learn that they need to buck. So he was able to take all of this training in stride. And within the week, there was nothing else left for me to do but ride him. And he took to
smart,
that
boy.
like he'd been doing it his whole life.
Smart boy.
I'm like one of those horses that like goes tippy toe, tippy toe, tippy toe.
Stop. He's been doing real good, and he carries a fancy tail and fancy stride. He's gonna be a great carriage horse.
I know Brandon likes to work horses in harness, so I train Junior. That way, when I start riding him, he already knows how to guide and stop.
Okay, now it is Junior's turn. We're using a rope with him because he gets distracted with little boy hormones. Load up. Load up. Load up. Load up. Load up. Good boy.
Quite a difference from 3 days earlier. This was the first time that Junior held a rider on his back. I like to use my daughter's boyfriend Bryce as a crash test dummy for these type of occasions because I'm 41 years old and don't heal as fast as he does. Plus, I view him as expendable. Of course, I'm just kidding. I actually really like Bryce, and he has an interest in learning how to train horses, so he's always eager to help me. This was on day 3 or 4, if I remember right. But once again, you can tell I judged Junior's level of confidence correctly because he took to this, and actually I think he enjoyed it. And lastly, I just want to apologize for my haircut in this video. I let a girl who was her first day at the barber shop do her first paid haircut on me. And I would have lived with it if it hadn't been for the fact that my wife kept breaking up in laughter every time she looked at my head. So I've since had it fixed.
We know there's probably going to be a lot of questions about if we have decided on a name for this sweet girl and if we've gotten the burrs out of her mane. And we plan on revealing all of that in the next couple videos. We released this one today. Tomorrow, Sunday, we'll release another one, and then the third one on Monday. And if you're not watching this in real time, then all 3 of these videos are already posted and up, and you can move on to the next one. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And if you enjoy our videos, our content, what we do, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos of the horses, what goes on the homestead on a daily basis, you can always check out our Patreon. We are very, very active over there. We'll talk to you all next time. God bless.